Good morning. So we're actually going to do some modifications on the truck today. I actually saw a video and I wasn't really pleased with how they did the how-to part of installing this mod to a truck that didn't have this mod currently when it was produced. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys what we'll be doing today in my 2010 Dodge Ram 2500. That's right, a brand new console. It originally had the column shifter, the shifter on the side here, and we had to purchase a bin. Luckily it came in with the console, and we're also going to be doing another modification to it. So originally this piece came in silver, and I'm not too fond of the silver that they use because the vent surrounding actually is the same color silver as the radial bezel itself, and I like to kind of change the look of it a little bit. So as you can see, there's the silver. We had a little mishap with the paint. Yeah, so the original paint that I wanted to use was kind of a charcoal gray color, slightly metallic. I thought it would have looked really good, but unfortunately not able to do so. So we're going back to the satin black, and I can show you guys a little bit of what the original looked like after I did the modification to it, which I think it came out really well. Kind of a, like I said, a satin black finish, and then I did a tan surrounding for the vents. But as you can see, the radial bezel ends here, whereas with the one that we have in the back of the truck comes all the way down to here, and it cuts in for the plastics that come up, and then the console starts and goes back. It just kind of extends down so that it meets the top of the console. So you have to get the radial bezel that goes to the version of the interior that has the console with it, or else this won't work and your entire kit is for nothing. So without any delay, we're gonna go ahead and continue working on this. So hope you guys enjoy. And also, for the record, for those of you guys who want to get on the comments section down below and talk trash about the fact that the paint mishap that I had was because I didn't sand it down good enough, I want to show you and reiterate to you how good of a job I did on the first one. I do know a thing or two about painting, so the sanding down piece, primo, okay? So I did a good job with that. That wasn't the issue. I honestly believe that the chemical compound that they used to clean the console as well as the bezel area before they shipped it, I believe that had a little bit of a disagreement with the paint that I was choosing to use. So using a different paint, we actually have a little bit of a better reaction, and there's not as many issues with this paint as there was with the charcoal gray paint that I planned on using initially. Now, of course, I could go back and get another can of charcoal gray and use a different brand, but I'm just going to use what I have on hand, which I know this stuff works really good. It's honestly a good quality paint. It lasts a long time. I've had this painted for almost a year. Haven't had any issues. It hasn't chipped, it hasn't stained, it hasn't made any big changes in the way that it looks appearance wise. So I'm just gonna stick with that because it works. Also, I feel like I need to add, the issue with the shifter in the console is that you have to buy a separate linkage that goes into the center stack area where it will connect to make your shifting possible with the shifter mount on the floor. And I didn't feel like buying a whole bunch of extra stuff and all that, but I'm just not fond of the shifter on the floor. I like the column shifter. I've always liked that. It's a truck. It's a big truck. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. You also have to purchase the kit that goes around the steering column to delete the shifter on the column if you choose to go with the floor shifter. So like I said, you're looking at buying another 3 things on top of the console, and hope to God that you get all of the pieces that I was able to get with my console, which it included the console, the lid, the plastics to go underneath the dash, and the radial bezel. So I really won on this deal, and I purchased it through eBay. I'm gonna leave the guy's description in the link below. You can find these on eBay all day long to fit your specific interior application, or maybe if you want to change your color up a little bit, it's a good possibility too. Okay, so just to kind of go over the whole process that just took place, I had these two back here that needed to come out. Those two up there, which are right in front of the hump, which I'll show that to you now. These two right here and here have to come out. And then you're gonna have the little tray that sits right in front of your jump seat on the floor. That just comes up, and that releases the vent to come undone, I guess you will say. Then you have the one jump seat bolt here, and the one jump seat bolt that's right underneath the edge of the jump seat itself, behind the console lid. Oh, and look, so now I'm up to 51 cents of pay for the past 45 minutes that I've been working. Yeah, that's right, this took about 30 minutes, but when you consider I'm setting up cameras and I'm getting out tools and setting up everything that I need, it took me about 45 minutes. For the driver's seat, of course, you got the same 4 bolts, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. You take those out and the seat comes out, no problem. Make sure before you rip the seat out of the doorway that you disconnect all of your plugs and all your little miscellaneous stuff that goes underneath your seat that connects to all of your stuff that you have going on. Mine, unfortunately, only has the seatbelt module, which lets this guy up here know that I don't have my seatbelt on, which is no fun. But yeah, that came undone. Pulled it out of the bracket underneath the seat. There was 2 clips. Those came down, and you leave the wires in the truck, and you are removed. So now we're going to show you underneath the jump seat. So one thing I was kind of wondering how I was going to do is disconnect the jump seat from the seat while it was inside the truck. I don't like the idea of doing that. Also, the good news is that your seat belt for the jump seat is connected to the jump seat bracket, so you won't have to disconnect a star key belt buckle crap thing that's mounted to the floor or mounted to your passenger seat bracket. So you've got 2 down here at the bottom, 2 up here at the top. Once you take these 2 out, this bracket will release the jump seat from the front and back, and you can put your passenger seat back in once you get your console mounted. So yeah, we're making headway. Also, wanted to let you guys know, these plastic pieces are the pieces that I was explaining go underneath the dash, and I'll kind of show you what the deal is. They go right here, as I explained earlier. The thing is, the guy that sent me the console, he didn't have any gray pieces. All he had was tan, so I had to match up, and man, that looks pretty good. I will tell you, considering that it was tan, and just to prove it, look at that. Amazing. SEM paint works amazingly. Just make sure you do your steps, your prep, clean, and yeah, works out nice. This is going to be a fun little project. So one thing I want to tell you guys, I don't get behind anything that I don't truly agree with or believe actually works. And I'm not sponsored by this at all, but I want to tell you about the Kove. I have bought 3 of these, 2 for other friends for Christmas time, and this is my own personal one. I absolutely love it. It does everything I need it to do, and it's perfect for these kind of projects. I can play the music, do whatever I want to do, and I've got music all around me because this thing supplies so much sound. It's unbelievable. Just take a listen. It's amazing. Alright, so now that we've gone in and we've cleaned the carpet to the best of our ability, some of this stuff, man, it's been here for 9 years, man. This is a older truck, so some of this stuff is embedded into the carpet. I would actually have to shampoo it, and let's face it, today's not that day. Okay, that day may come later, but not today, because there's a lot that needs to be done. This exact project could take a whole day depending on what tools you have, how long you're prepared to work on it, and how many issues you run into. So I've already removed my little rubber mats on both sides. I've removed my rubber mat from the top here, so that part is gone. Now all I need to do is remove the bezel and remove the cup holder and remove the insides, the plugs for these, both on the driver and passenger side, and the plastic pieces, which have little bolts here and there, you know, throughout the entire thing. So you're gonna find them if you look. They're really simple. This is really nothing. Once you remove the top two up here, they are T20s. Once you remove those, you'll be able to actually pry this apart and it'll come off. Sorry, I had a burp. I didn't expect that. This piece will come off, no problem, and then you'll begin to see other bolts. One up here on this side, which is also a T-bit. Up here is a T-bit for these, and then there's a couple of little clips for those. So we're gonna get into that, and we'll pick up in just a few minutes. Okay, so to give you guys kind of a little bit of an update. So one of the things that I ran into was the vent that goes into the jump seat. There are vents that go behind it to get to the back seat. You have to take the vent that goes from underneath the dash, underneath the carpet, to the middle of the jump seat, out of the carpet. If you don't remove that, then you won't be able to connect the rear ducts from your console that go to the back seat. So it's a must that you disconnect that. I'm also having issues with my wiring to go to my cigarette outlet plugs on the center bin and the console lid. So I'm gonna have to look on eBay for those wiring harnesses. Once I get those, I'll connect them. It'll be simple. I won't even have to do anything major. But one of the things that I do want to show you guys right now while I'm in the middle of this project are these little clips. These little clips have to be removed and placed down here on this piece, because if you don't, you have nothing to screw the console to, and it'll just free move, and you don't want that when you're driving down the road. So FYI, make sure you remove these little metal clips, transport them down to that little area there, save yourself some time and energy, and you should be good to go after that. Also, keep in mind there are more of these little clips in other areas that you're not going to be using anymore. So if you run out and you need area with a clip, that's a good option. So, but we're making progress. Just a few more minutes, we should be able to button this thing down. I'm happy. I'm very happy. So, my back seat is full of components that I'm never going to use again for this truck. You're going to get a real quick glimpse of it here. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's all you're going to get. So, you got to wait. Like I said, I've just got a few more things that I'm working on. The painting process, like I said before at the beginning of the project. There's a few things that I just didn't like with the Dodge, with the silver chrome fake paint stuff that they put on the interior for this generation. So I chose to go again with the black like we said, and you'll get a look at that when it's finished. So for now, hold tight. We've gotten everything all taken care of. Now we're gonna take a look on the inside. See what you guys think. Everything is all mounted. Plastic looks very good with the rest of the dash. And I think the black accents very well with the interior, instead of that silver chrome paint color thing that they give me. Got my cup holder. I love it. It's awesome. I really did enjoy doing this, and honestly, I would say it only took me 5 hours, so a lot less time than expected, and I'm happy. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped out somebody that's looking to make this modification to their truck, and hopefully I gave you enough information to be able to do it on your own comfortably. So thanks a lot, and hope you guys have a great day. I know, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I don't care. I like them. Kiss my butt.